And then there's this keeping it real, keeping it street, keeping it hood. And one of the funniest things that actually is sad that came out of the interview I did with him is so many people immediately jumped to the fact that I asked him whose gun was he carrying.
You got people clearly from our community. Why you had to even ask him that question, man? Why you had to even go there?
Was that your gun or whose gun? Like, yo, Jalen, you gotta relax.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Around the Association. Well, Ja Morant was back in the house at FedEx Forum, supporting his team. He got a standing ovation from the crowd because he's been away from the team a little under 3 weeks total now, following his actual flashing of a gun on Instagram Live inside of a strip club in Denver during one of their road trips. Now, since then, he's actually went into counseling. He's been up to visit the commissioner, Adam Silver, and, was suspended 8 games. Looks like he'll be able or eligible to play within the next game or two. He'll actually be able to play. Now, following his visit with Adam Silver, he actually did a sit-down with Jalen Rose to discuss some things. And, Jalen Rose was catching a lot of flack from other media members and just other people within the sports community or entertainers, celebrities that felt like, some of the questions, and particularly in regards to the gun, asking about, who gun is it, that actually rubbed them the wrong way. And Jalen Rose was recently on Stephen A. Smith's No Mercy, and they actually talked about that sit-down interview. Let me play you a short clip of that, and then I'll be back.
How did it hit you when Ja Morant got himself in this kind of situation? What were the kind of thoughts that went through your mind?
To be honest, Stephen A., I took it personal. As you know, I got drafted by the Nuggets. So I literally could look myself in the mirror and realize when I was 21, 22, I was not only in his shoes, but I was in that place. I've been to Shotgun Willie's multiple times, by the way.
The strip club where he was. Yes.
Yes, absolutely. And so for me, I thought about him being a young man who the sky's the limit for his potential on the floor, but how magnetic of a personality he is off the floor, and how not only fans and media, but also young people in particular have gravitated to not only his affection of being a terrific player, but also just him as a person. And so for me, the first thing that went through my mind is he has way too much to lose to be putting himself in that situation. But another thing I saw, Stephen A., to be like really frank with you, I saw a little unhappiness and I saw a little pain. For me, it was almost a cry for help as much as it was a flex with the shirt off and the gun. And so that's how I digested it. And that's why I was really happy I got a chance to interview him.
Now, I thought that part interesting. Jalen saying, the flex with the gun and all that. He could see when he sat down, talked to, Ja Morant. I'm sure they had a little conversation, off camera too, that he sensed, some hurt or cry for help. And, to people that look at it and say, man, he's famous, he has money, they might not understand that. But he's 23 years old and his life has changed so fast. And actually, even up to in this season, he's hitting another stratosphere. He's becoming the face of so many brands. And hopefully a lot of those deals are still on the table. They were just, pulled back. I know Powerade pulled some of their ads that were supposed to start running, I think, last week. And, the face of Nike, you've seen some Nike Jaws. We're getting down to the home stretch heading into the playoffs. They got some commercial schedule. I mean, it's just so I understand what Jalen's saying. He sees like being that going from being a kid, but now like no, you can't be around and you can't do some of the silly things you did before you made it. Now, Fat Joe only issue seems like with the Jalen Rose interview was, asking him to incriminate himself by saying, "Who gun is it?" Uh, you know, Fat Joe, I'm guessing, is saying, "Hey, you could ask them, is it your gun?" And he could have just said no. But in the media, you're taught to ask open-ended questions, not yes or no questions. But take a listen here at what Fat Joe had to say for Jalen.
When he sits there and says, was that your gun? Whose gun? Like, yeah, Jalen. I love that it was you that interviewed Ja Morant, but you gotta relax. I don't know if that was part of the making him look legit. I don't know. Ja Morant, I'm with you.
So yeah, he could tell that Fat Joe wasn't feeling that questioning, that line of questioning from Jalen Rose. But one thing they do actually have in common in regards to that, both of them's like, look, I truly believe that Ja Morant is reformed and that he's going to be better for this. Some people they were saying, hey, that the interview seems staged. It's no way he's changed, and Fat Joe has something to say for those people.
Went to a program where he had therapists and this and that. And he says he's cured now. He's found his way to positivity. He's going to do the right thing. I believe him. Joe, why do you believe him? Because I believe every white guy that says they went to a program and they're cured. Why wouldn't I believe Ja Morant? I want to see you succeed. I want to see you be the greatest player in basketball. And I believe you that you have got the help to move on in a positive direction. That's just my belief.